The dissident Belarusian journalist who was seized when the passenger plane he was on was diverted to Minsk unexpectedly appeared at a foreign ministry news conference on Monday. Several foreign journalists walked out in protest. It's the second time Raman Pratasevich has been shown on TV by the Belarusian authorities. The opposition say he is a hostage and is appearing under duress.
As you can see yourselves, I feel great. Everything is fine with me. I have no complaints. No one beat me. I'd say that no one even touched me with a finger.
I feel sorry for you, just like many people in Belarus and your colleagues do. I don't believe anything you say, because I can imagine what could have been done to you. Stay strong and get over it.
Zambia's former president and one of Africa's few surviving liberation heroes, Kenneth Kaunda, has been taken to hospital, his office said on Monday.
President Kaunda, please come forward.
The 97-year-old is receiving treatment for an undisclosed illness at a military hospital in the capital, Lusaka. His administrative assistant, Rodrick Ngolo, said Kaunda had been feeling unwell and had requested all Zambians and the international community to pray for him. Kaunda ruled Zambia from 1964, when the southern African nation won independence from Britain, until 1991. Incumbent President Edgar Lungu urged Zambians to pray so that God can touch him with his healing hand. He said Kaunda had stood up for Zambia at the critical moment, so we can all stand up for him in his moment of weakness.
He has already served 6 terms.
A Canadian man accused of a violent anti-Muslim hate crime last week now faces terrorism charges, along with counts of first-degree murder and attempted murder. 20-year-old Nathaniel Veltman was arrested in London, Ontario last Sunday, shortly after running over a Muslim family with his truck, killing 4 of them. Canadian authorities said Monday Veltman's attack constituted terrorist activity. A 9-year-old boy, the sole survivor of the attack, was released from the hospital on Monday, according to local media. Him and his family were out for an evening walk near their home when they were run over on the sidewalk.
Within a few years, it's hoped that's IBM's Q System One quantum computer, will be cracking calculations that would take a standard digital computer years. Today in Germany, the first IBM System One in Europe will be presented to the public near Stuttgart. China and the US have been working on quantum computers for years. Now Europe hopes to catch up. 10 German companies have teamed up in a joint initiative called Qutac, including BMW, Siemens and Bosch, to develop applications for the computer. IBM System One will run those applications.
The coronavirus in this country, the new concern tonight about the Delta variant, first seen in India, as the U.S. is set to hit that awful milestone, 600,000 American lives lost to COVID. The Delta variant, health officials say, is more contagious and more lethal. The CDC now saying it accounts for nearly 10% of all cases here in the U.S., up more than 60% in just a week. Authorities warning it could become dominant here in the U.S., and it is hitting the unvaccinated very hard. The best protection, they say, getting the vaccine.
A humongous chemical fire has just broken out.
A massive chemical explosion at a petroleum plant just outside of Rockford, Illinois this morning. All 70 employees making it out without injuries, but the fire prompting all residents and businesses within a mile radius to evacuate. An environmental hazard with no end in sight as investigators try to figure out how it started.
Damage at the Yallourn coal mine is worse than first thought, with a race underway to seal cracks and divert water out of the Morwell River. As Andrew Lund reports, there's concern it could flood the pit, which would affect power generation for months.
Some welcome sunshine over the Yallourn coal mine this afternoon, but despite a slight drop in river levels, the threat of flooding remains. Cracks were visible at the mine site on Saturday, and operator Energy Australia says coal production has again been halted because of further instability in the Morwell River diversion wall. A section of the mine has been evacuated as they prepare for the worst.